Okay, let's just start this video and see where it goes. Sometimes I sit down and I'm just like, you know, I ask myself the question, well, what's the most important thing I can do right now? What's the most important thing I can do right now? To move myself forward in life. And the answer comes straight back, make a video. Okay, so I'm going to make a video, sit down, put the camera on, like sitting here, twiddling my fingers, going, twiddling my thumbs, what am I going to talk about, you know? And sometimes you just got to turn that camera on, right, and just talk and see what comes out. And what's coming out right now? I know what's coming out right now. It's coming. Sometimes you got to give it a bit of time. Put yourself in the firing line, something comes out, you know. I'm gonna upload this video no matter what. No matter what, I'm gonna upload this video. You're a slave. Maybe not you in particular, but everyone's a slave to something, right? Well, what you're a slave to is your aversions. You're a slave to your aversions. Whatever you have aversions to will give you your biggest lessons in life, the ones that you most need to learn. Because if you didn't have aversions to them, then you would have already learned your lessons and you'd already have those things. But whatever you have an aversion to in life, that is what is going to provide you with the greatest wisdom, the biggest learnings, and will break down the barriers. So when I say you're a slave to your aversions, whatever you have an aversion to, you're a slave to that. You're a slave to it. Right? If you have an aversion to money, you're a slave to money. And this is what the majority of people I find have the biggest aversions in life is to money. And it's designed that way. The human race is programmed that way. Those at the top want it that way. They want the masses to have aversions to money. Because then it's easy pickings, right? Don't have to worry about all the competition. Because the competition don't even want to compete. The competition is like, oh, we're not interested in that money stuff. No, don't want to be greedy. Because people make this association of greed and money, and the religions quite often do that thing, right? Which is also controlled. Yeah, and we'll get into religion in a second because that's another big aversion, right? But whatever you have an aversion to, you're a slave to. So those that have an aversion to money, you're actually a slave to money if you have an aversion to it. Yeah. Religion. There's a huge aversion there. You know, such a big aversion to religion. You know, won't even look at a religious text or any religious teachings. Have such strong aversions to it. But I'll tell you what: you have an aversion to religion. You're a slave to religion if you have an aversion to it. Yeah. You have a charge. There's a charge there. Like with money, there's a charge, and that charge is depleting your energy. Yeah. That charge to energetic charge you have to religion, that's depleting your energy. And the more aversions you have, the lower your energy is, the less possibilities you have in your life. You know, you'll see people go, oh, I don't like that because of this. I don't like him over there because he's greedy. He has too much money. He doesn't spend it right. He should spend his money better. He should give to more charities. He's got all that money in that big house, that big car. You know? So that means you're a slave to it, right? If you have an aversion to it, you're a slave to it. Yeah? Because it's master of you instead of you master of it. When you stop having an aversion to something, then you become a master of it. If you have an aversion to something, you're a slave to it. It controls you. Same with religion. There are so many amazing teachings available in the religious texts, in the various religions. Amazing teachings, incredible things you can learn. Gain wisdom and insight and just profound feeling from it. But if you have an aversion to a certain religion, you won't even look at it. I'm not looking at that. Why would I want to look at that? People believe in fairy tales, right? Whether they do or not, there's still an amazing amount of knowledge that you can find in the various religions. Yeah. So if you have an aversion to religion, you're a slave to it. You're missing out. I'm not saying go and become a devout this, that or the other, you know, because then that can also make you into a slave. Because then if you become a completely devout in one thing, then you're having aversions to other things, and then you're also a slave. It's this funny sort of paradox thing that happens. So what's the answer? Well, the answer is acceptance. It has to start with acceptance. You know, whatever you're aversion to, you have an aversion to, you've got to start with having acceptance of that, right? Letting the resistance just crumble, relaxing, being okay with it. Starts with acceptance, right? If you have an aversion to religion, it starts with the acceptance of the religion. If you're in a religion, then you'll definitely have aversions to other things, you know. And then how do you get away from being a slave to those other things as well? Then you have acceptance of them. When you have acceptance, then you become a master of. When you have no acceptance, then you're a slave to it. Yeah? Another one's food. Food. Veganism. Those vegans are so judgmental. Where do they get off telling me what to eat? Hmm? Yeah. So the aversion that people have to people who eat a certain way, for example, vegans, right? Those people have aversions, then they're a slave to that. Yeah. People there's such strong charges around food. I'm just going to eat what I want. No one's going to tell me what to eat. You're a slave to food. You're a slave to food. So those are the three big ones: money, religion, and food. Three big ones that most people are a slave to either one of those things or all three. 1, 2, or 3, right? Many people do all three. Some people do one, and then they get on their high horse about it, get onto the pedestal, but they don't realize they're a slave to the other things. And just being on the pedestal, they're stuck. When you're up on a pedestal, you can't move very much, can you? You're stuck there. You know, get down on a level playing field. There's more place to move, more acceptance, right? There's freedom in acceptance, freedom in it, and that's where it starts. That's where the journey to wisdom starts, with acceptance. You can't gain any wisdom when you got the blinkers on, when you got the barriers up, when you're negating others, when you're on a pedestal. You can't gain any wisdom that way. You're spouting off, just a parrot spouting off stuff. Yeah, so get over your aversions, look at them, see what you can learn. Ask, what can I learn from this? Yeah. What can I learn from that person I have an aversion to? What can I learn from that religion I have an aversion to? What can I learn from that billionaire? What can I learn from that guy online who's showing me ways to create a business online? What can I learn from them? Instead of saying, I don't like that, right? I don't like that because that guy just wants to make money. He's shallow, right? I don't like that person. They're trying to push their religion on me. Or, you know, that person over there, they're telling me that I can't eat my meat. You know. Yeah, so self-acceptance, acceptance of others, acceptance of other ways, acceptance of others' paths. Everyone's on a journey. Everyone has their own path. Don't go thinking that everybody should be on your path. Sometimes it may seem that your path is a higher path, right? It can seem like that for sure. But everyone has their path. It's not for us to say what path anyone else should be on, right? Just be the best person you can be on your path, and I'd say that'll be enough. Thanks for watching.